smile. Had sharp elbows. Every time my dad was preaching, if her husband fell asleep, wham, he woke up. Faithful to church, always faithful to church. But she got lung cancer. And you just wouldn't want to see someone go through that. And she eventually died of the illness. But if you ask the people at the cancer center in Montgomery, they knew who she was. They knew she was a Christian. They knew she was a sweet little lady. They always wanted to be in her room. They always wanted to sit next to her in the waiting room. So why did she get lung cancer? To be a blessing to them. To be a blessing to them. I know that without a doubt. You don't have, I have no doubt in my mind that's the reason she got lung cancer. Because so many people talked of how wonderful she was through this in that Montgomery Cancer Center. That's the reason. So think about our requests. Check it. Make sure it's biblical. Make sure that there's no pride in our asking. The next thing that we have to do is check your heart in the request. Check your heart. How bad do you want it? Do you really, really want God to show up in your life amazingly? How bad do you want it? How far are you willing to go? Because some of us want God's will for our life, but we wouldn't dare pray it because we're not willing to go that far as it takes. As far as it takes, God, as whatever I have to do. So is your heart really wanting what you ask for? Because when you pray for God's will in your life, and you pray that prayer, here I am, God, whatever it takes. So how bad do you want what you're asking for? And that could be with anything. How bad do you want it? In a psalm, at the beginning of Psalm 77, it said, I cried unto God with my voice, even unto God with my voice, and he gave ear unto me. In the day of my trouble I sought the Lord. My soul ran in the night, and ceased not. My soul refused to be comforted. That's a man that wanted it bad. He couldn't sleep. He would not be comforted until he got his request. How bad do you want it? What lengths are you willing to go for it? Do you care if something uncomfortable might happen to get it? Are you willing to go through a test, a trial for it? How bad do you want it? So check your heart. Is it worth tears? How bad do you want it? Is it worth tears? Is it worth crying in the night? Crying when nobody is around? Crying when people are around? Is it worth that? Well, I'm a big man. I don't never cry in front of people. You don't want it bad enough. You don't want it bad enough. If you really want it, the situation of seeing you cry is not going to make much difference to you. Every time I think about this week, as I was studying for this today, this past weekend when we went to concerts at Stone Mountain. We went and saw scenery, and we went to a few concerts every night. And I was praying the whole time, God, I want you to feed me. I want you to show up and talk to me, and I want to, be in your presence. I want to know you more this weekend. Wednesday passed. Concert was just great, Thursday passed. My favorite artist, okay? Concert was great. Jonathan danced around, and it was awesome. But, and I felt, God in it. But he really wasn't talking to me. Then the next night, an artist I'd never seen before, but I always loved his music. So this might be great. But it's a great concert. The speakers were great. Had a great message. Souls were saved. The more came on that night than came on the first night. And so, exciting. But I never felt in my heart, God's tugging at Jeremy. Then the last night, I'm like, this is the last night. This is the last night of the concert. Casting Crowns, the band, if you know them. 3 songs in. Everybody's worshiping them, singing. The message was great. The message had already passed. They introduced the band. They're singing. 3 songs in. The lead singer's voice out. No, could not sing at all. And it was like that was my moment. Okay? I was like, well, his voice is out. What are we going to do? He continued. Okay? A concert outdoors. If you sing inside, it's one thing. You sing outside, that's a whole different story. Your voice got to carry. Okay? He continued. And the thing was, is his voice couldn't continue. He had hot tea and couldn't continue. But he kept on trying to sing the whole time. And he led the entire audience in worship, where they sang his songs. They sang them. And he attempted to help, but the audience did the singing. And they had the backup singers, but they couldn't sing lead. But it was like, that's what I needed. And when he kept going on in the words and every song that followed, I wept. And I cried, and I worshiped, I lifted my hands, and God was amazing. And it was like that moment felt like God was wrapping his arms around me and holding me and hugging on me and loving on me. It was the most amazing thing that we had seen the whole weekend, bigger than a mountain that God created. And it was amazing. It's like God was saying, we're broken, okay? But we keep on going. We go through a lot of things, but we don't give up. We may go through a trial. We may go through the fire. But Jesus is in the fire with his arms around you. Okay? And that was my moment, and nothing spoke to me more than the songs were great, but God was there, and I promise you, I could feel arms around me. And I didn't care the thousands of people that were around me. I was crying, a man crying. I was sitting in the aisle, okay? Here's the seat, and here's the rope, and they had a rope right in front of us. And the people passed by. I didn't care. I didn't know who was around me. I didn't care. How bad do you really want what you're asking for? And my moment was I just wanted a little bit more of God. I wanted God's attention. How bad do you want it? Is it worth tears? There's a man in the Bible. His name is King Hezekiah. And in 2 Kings chapter 20, it tells his story. And it says, in those days was Hezekiah sick unto death. And the prophet Isaiah the son of Amoz came to him and said unto him, thus saith the Lord, set thine house in order, for thou shalt die and not live. I tell you, that's important in that verse on a side note. It says God's in the business of you preparing for the worst. And I'm not talking about just salvation for when we go meet him, but he wants you to be prepared. And so he tells Hezekiah, set your things in order because you're going to die. Get your things ready. And what happens? Then he turned his face to the wall and prayed unto the Lord, saying, I beseech thee, O Lord, remember now how I have walked before thee in truth and with a perfect heart, and have done that which is good in thy sight. And Hezekiah wept sore. And it came to pass, for Isaiah was gone out into the middle court, that the word of the Lord came to him, saying, turn again and tell Hezekiah, the captain of my people, thus saith the Lord, the God of David thy father, I have heard thy prayer. I have seen thy tears. Behold, I will heal thee. On the third day thou shalt go up into the house of the Lord. I have seen your tears. That God cares about your tears. That every tear you cry, He knows about. And that was what made God change His mind. Do you understand that? God changed His decision. God's decision was, Hezekiah, you're going to die. You're going to die. That's it. Your life is over. And one thing changed his mind. I have seen your tears. I know that you really are earnestly praying to me and you've got my attention. And I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to give you 15 years. What would you do with 15 more years if you knew that you were going to have 15 more years? You can get a college degree in 5, sometimes 6. It's supposed to be 4. But 15 years. You go through high school in 15 years. You're talking about a whole new stage of life. Jonathan would be 18 years old in 15 years. I would see him graduate. If God told me today I was going to die and gave me 15 years. Do you understand that? That's a lot of time. That's a whole lot. You think, well, I know we get in our age and we think, well, those years just went by so fast. That's because we're on the inside of it, the inside of those years. But you really look at those 15 years, a lot can happen in 15 years. And God changed his mind because he saw his tears. And he changed his mind. Psalms 42:3 says, my tears have been my meat, day and night, while they continually say, where is thy God? This is David in another time of trouble, saying that I've been starving myself. My meat has been my tears, where I've been crying. I really, really, really want what I'm asking for. I really want it. I'm not playing games. I'm not here for show. I'm not in this church service just because I'm a pretty face. I'm not on stage just because someone asked me to. I'm here because this is what I want to do. I am serious about this. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? So check your heart. Number 1, let's check your request. Number 2, check your heart. Number 3, wait patiently. Okay? That's important. Okay? I know, what do you do in the waiting room? Wait patiently. That's kind of obvious. Duh. Yes, I said duh. I'm going to say it again for the mic. Duh. We wait patiently. Okay? And this is why. Psalms 41, verse, not the chapter 41, Psalm chapter 40, verse 1 is an important one. But I'm going to read 2 and 3 to go with it. It says, I waited patiently for the Lord, and he inclined unto me and heard my cry. He brought me up also out of a horrible pit, out of the miry clay, and set my feet upon a rock, and established my goings. And he hath put a new song in my mouth, even praise unto our God. Many shall see it and fear, and shall trust in the Lord. Some of these verses we've heard our entire life. But every time we hear them, it's like it should rise up in you. He set my feet on a rock. But at the beginning,